So I want you guys to think about breathing in and out through your nose, okay? Try and continue that breathing through your nose throughout this whole session. If you do struggle with nasal breathing, then make sure your inhale is always through your nose and then exhale through your mouth if you need to, but the inhale is through your nose. The reason I ask you to do nasal breathing is so that we're switching on our parasympathetic nervous system. So that's our rest and digest state that we want to get into when we're performing these exercises. If we start breathing lots through our mouth, then we're activating our sympathetic nervous system, which is our fight or flight. So that's our stress response. And we don't want to be in that state when we're doing this stretching. So again, nasal breathing as much as you can. Okay, cool. So let's get started. I just want you to all just start down on the floor. A lot of this we're going to spend on the floor most of the time. And I just want you, especially if you guys have been training quite a lot throughout the week, this will be a nice session to just kind of finish your week on. I want you to just start by reaching over, so crossing your legs and then reaching over to one side and just laying your head as close down or laying it on your leg if you can, and just rest here for a few deep breaths. Remember, in and out through your nose. Let's go. You should feel a nice stretch down one half of your body, depending on which way you've started with. I've gone left, so I feel that stretch down the right side of my body. Breathing should also be subtle as well. So you shouldn't, nobody else around you should be hearing you breathe. And you should imagine that your nostril hairs aren't moving in your nose. So nice, soft breathing. Let's go to the other side. And when we also breathe through our nose, we're breathing into our diaphragm, which is really important too. So when we breathe through our mouth, we're doing shallow breaths into our chest, which is not what we want. We want to be breathing into our diaphragm. Nice and relaxed here. Good, one more breath. Good, guys. Coming up into quadruped position, so we're on our hands and our knees. And we're just going to work on some cat-cows in this position. So what I want you to think about is initiating the movement from your pelvis. As we lift up, I want you to imagine your vertebrae is moving, each bone is moving individually, okay? So all your 33 vertebrae are moving one by one. So nice and slow, breathe in and come all the way so that you're pushing away from the ground and you're creating that arch in your back, especially through your thoracic. Push away and then initiate that movement from the hips as you come down nice and slow. Drop our shoulder blades into our armpits and our head comes up and we push down into the ground. Look up above and then again initiate that movement from the hips as you tuck your bum back under again and push away from the floor so you create that arch again. Good. And let's do a few more reps here. So nice and slow, controlled movements as we come up. Look above. And then again, back the other way. Nice and slow and controlled. Good, guys. As well as focusing on your breathing, this will really help us clear the mind as well. So focusing on your breath, nothing else. If you have other thoughts that come into your head, just let them pass. Acknowledge that they're there and then continue going back to focusing on your breath. Okay, let's do one more. Big breath in as you come up and then out as you come back down. Look up above. Good. Okay, now we're going to stay in that position And I want you to bring one hand up to your head, and you're going to bring that elbow down to the opposite elbow, and then we're going to rotate and get some thoracic rotation here. So try get your elbow up to the ceiling as much as you can. That's it, reach round. Let's do 10 reps on each side, nice and slow. Let's go. 4. Really try and get that thoracic rotation in. This is not a movement that we do often enough, so it's important that we're moving this way as well. Let's do 2 more on this side. Last one. And then we're going to go back the other way. So hand comes into that opposite elbow and then rotate. Really try to get that rotation in there. Try to get that elbow up as high as you can to the ceiling. Let's go, keep going everybody. A few more reps. Let me just check everybody's doing okay with that. Good, some of you have really good thoracic rotation. That's great. Good. Okay, 2 more. And last one. Good, nice work. Okay, so we're just going to now come into our pigeon's pose. I hope you guys can see down here, okay? So pigeon's pose, we want to come onto one leg. So this leg is bent in front of us, and then the other leg is as straight behind us as we can get it. But if you can't get it fully straight, that's okay. You can have it bent as well, just depending on kind of your flexibility. So we want to come and sit down onto that leg. So we're sitting into that glute, so pushing down into that hip. And then we want to take our opposite hand and reach across our body in front and reach away as far as we can. You should feel a really nice stretch through that glute. And just take a few big breaths here. Remember, focusing on nasal breathing, in and out through your nose. Rest your head wherever you need to, on the ground or hold it up, it's up to you. Good, everybody, keep holding this one for a little bit longer. If you've been doing a lot of squats and a lot of lower body stuff this week, it's really good to kind of hold the stretch for a while. Good, let's go for 2 more breaths here. Good, come up and we will change sides. Again, bring that leg forward, straighten that other leg behind you. Sit down into that hip and then reach across your body. So over to that side, same side as you're working. Oh, this feels tight for me. And think about breathing into the muscle that you're stretching to. So think about breathing into that left glute if that's what you're working now. And just relax into that a little bit more when you let your breath out. Keep holding for a little bit longer. Few more deep breaths here, breathing into that glute. As you breathe out, relax into it a bit more. Good, last one. Good. All right. The next one is called triple extension, and we're going to just be working through the shoulder blades. So what I want you to imagine is that your back is a kite and you're trying to push into all directions as hard as you can as you come up into this one. So all we're doing is hands are pointing forward and we're just lifting our hips slightly and we're pushing away through our shoulder blades in all the directions as hard as you can. We're going to hold that for a couple seconds, come back down, and then redo it again. Okay, so imagine you're pushing away in all directions. Okay, let's go. Lift up, push away. Should feel a nice stretch through your back, through your upper back, and come back down. So lift up again, push. Imagine you're pushing your elbows out as well. So you're pushing your elbows away from you and out to the side as well at the same time. Good. Really push. Good, let's go for a few more here. Hopefully you guys are all feeling this through the shoulder blades. Up again. And let's go for one more. Good, relax there. You should really feel that through your upper back. Okay, so the next one, we're going to work just on one side to start, and then we'll do the opposite side. So we're coming up into a staggered stance, so one leg is forward. Let's all have our left leg forward so that we're all on the same page. What I want you to think about is your hips are like a bucket of water, and you're trying to tip some water out the back of the bucket. So what you want you to do is tip your hips forward slightly. When you do that, you should feel a stretch already in your hip flexor without leaning too far forward into it. So by tucking your pelvis under, you should feel that stretch. Then I want you to just shift your weight forward slightly so you feel even more of a stretch. And then again, reach up and over for more of a stretch. So into that leg, so right hand is up and reaching into that leg. You should really feel a nice stretch all the way down through your hip flexor. Hope everybody's feeling that. I certainly am. Hold that and remember again to focus on your breathing, breathing into that area that we're working. So think about where your breath is going and relax into it. Good, few breaths here. Keep holding this one. Good, few more breaths. Good, nice work. Keep holding, let's go for 2 more breaths here. Good, we're going to stay in this position, but this time I want you to shift your hip to the left. So the left hip is going left, but the hand is going right. So the hip is going as far to your left as you can, but you're also reaching as far to your right as you can at the same time. So we're trying to lengthen, stretch out as far as possible, and then we can come back in. Reach, hip goes out to the side. You should feel the stretch all through that right leg, and come back in. And again, out to the side, hip comes out as far as you can, and come back in, and again. Good, let's do a few more reps here. Good, really reach down. That's it. Shift your weight through to the left as well. So from front on, it's like this. Good, let's do one more here on this side. Good, nice work. And the last one that we're going to do on this side, in this position, is we're just going to interlock our hands, and then we're going to bring that elbow over to that left leg, and then we're going to rotate, look up to the ceiling. Also shift forward as well if you need more of a stretch. And we just hold this one. Good, really pull that elbow back at the top if you need more of a rotation through your thoracic. Few more breaths here, keep holding this one. Keep your balance, unlike me, I'm a bit wobbly. Good, and relax. Okay, so now we do that again on the other side. So we start with our right leg forward. Remember, our hips are like a bucket of water. We want to tuck our pelvis under. We're already feeling a stretch there. Shift our weight forward for more of a stretch. Reach up for even more of a stretch. Up and over. Hold this. Few deep breaths here, in and out through the nose. Good work, everybody. I hope you're starting to feel a little less tight. Keep holding this one a few more seconds. Okay, now we come into our reach. So our right hip is going towards the right and we're reaching away with the left hand. Try keep your body upright too. You should feel a nice stretch through this left leg by keeping your body up. Let's go for reps here. So out and in. Good, let's keep going, a few more reps. Good stuff, really reach away. And one more. Good, and the last one is our thoracic rotation. So again, interlock our hands, and then our left hand comes round to our right knee, and we rotate this way, holding that. Come forward if you need, really get that rotation. You should feel this nice stretch in your right glute as well. I'm feeling that there. As you come round, again, focus on your breathing. Keep holding this one. A few more breaths here. Good, and relax, guys. Nice work. All right. So the next one, we're going to come into a squat. Now, for some of you, if you don't have a comfortable lower squat like I do, I need to put something under my feet, or under my heels, sorry, just to elevate my heels a little bit, because I can't, something I need to work on, I can't comfortably come down into a squat position. But if you can do that, we're just going to come down, sit into a squat with our chest nice and high. Also, if you don't have anything to just quickly put under your heels, that's fine. You can just come into a slightly higher squat. We're going to sit down in the squat, and then we're going to take our left hand and lock it around our left leg, and then we're just going to lift up to the ceiling. Again, we're working on some thoracic rotation here. Hold that for a few seconds, and then you can change sides. Reach up. This should feel really good on your hips as well. Good stuff. Let's do 5 reps on each side. Hold and take a few breaths as you reach up. Good. Let's keep going. Good work. Go for 2 more on each side. Really try twist, reach up to the ceiling as high as you can. Good, and we'll do 1 more on each side. Good. Shake it out. They can get feel a bit burning in your legs there. Okay, and the next one we're going to do is just work on our hamstrings a little bit, because often a lot of us have tight hamstrings from sitting all day. So all I want you to do, right, just move that up a bit, is have a staggered stance. So your one leg is in front of you and your heel is facing up to the ceiling. So your toes are pointing up to the ceiling, sorry, I should say. And you're just going to swoop down, reach forward, and come back up. So reach down, stick your bum back, really feel that stretch, and then come back up. Let's do a few reps on this side. That's it. Big breath in. As you swoop up, let it out. Should feel that nice stretch through your hamstrings. Hold it as well if you need to hold that for a little bit longer. Let's do one more on this side. Good. Change sides. So other leg is forward. Again, we swoop down. Bum comes back to the opposite wall. Good. Good. Nice and slow. Stay in this position for a bit longer if you need to feel more of a stretch there, and then reach up. Good. Let's go for two more on this side. Good. Nice work. Alrighty, shake it out a little bit. So quite a lot of work on our legs. So we're still going to do a little bit more, so just shake it out if you need to. The first one is a lateral lunge. So a lateral lunge is when we come into a side lunge. And what I want you to do is come down into that lunge, hook your hand around your leg. If that's too difficult, then just put your hand to the floor. And again, we're going to work on the rotation, come up to the ceiling, and then come back up. And we'll come down again, same side. We'll just work for reps on this one. So hold it for a second or two, whatever's comfortable, come back. Again, focus on your breathing and back to center. Good. Try sit nice and low in that lunge. If you can't get, just go to your full range that you can get to. Good. Let's do the same on the other side. So lunging now into your left. When you lunge as well, you want to think about your knees traveling over your foot. So don't let your knee roll in and your foot's over here and your knee's here. You want to keep it in line with your foot. Come down and rotate and back. And again. Back. Good. Let's go, keep moving through it. Nice, easy movements. Nothing too strenuous. Again, focusing on your breath. Good. Let's do one more on the side. Good. We're going to go back to the other side this time, but this time we're working on lateral flexion. So we're lunging and we're reaching over our head as far as we can, and then coming back up. You can rest that arm on your leg, reach up and over, and come back. That's it. Feel that nice stretch down the right side of your body. Try to keep your body upright too. So we're just going over sideways. We're not coming forward, up and over. So imagine you're keeping your chest pointing out forwards. So it's not coming down towards the ground. Good, and again. Good, let's do one more on this side. Good, let's go back the other way now. Opposite side, reaching all the way over. Feel that stretch. Come back. Good work, everybody. Keep going. There are a few more reps here. Good, let's do last one. Good stuff. Okay, we're going to keep this nice wide stance now. What I want you to do is sit down into that lunge, left side, and then we're going to work through our hips. So stay nice and low, then transition to the right side. Stay nice and low, transition to the left. Get as low as you can and stay nice and low. Good, sit down. You should really feel a nice stretch through the inside of your leg here on both sides. That's it. Try to keep your chest up as well. Just do as many as you can. If you need to stop and shake it out, that's absolutely fine. Then just go straight back into it. Good, let's go for a few more reps. Good, one more on each side. This is a really good one for opening up our hips, especially if we're sitting down all day, keeping our hips in hip flexion. Want to open up our hips as well. Okay, guys, just two more things. We're going to come down to the floor, lying down on our stomach. I want you to put one leg out to the side, bent, and the other leg is straight behind. So from side on, that leg is straight. This leg, it's like a half frog position. Resting up onto your hands, I want you to lift your left hand. So if your left leg is forward, you take your left hand, turn your palm upwards, and just come through the other arm and just relax onto the ground. You should feel a nice twist through your spine. Also good for your hip as well. And then just push back up and come back up to the center. And then again, just relax. You may feel a few cracks through your back on this one. That's absolutely fine. Cracking is not bad. It's just some gas between our joints that is just getting let out when we move like this and not in a familiar way. Let's go again. And we'll do one more on this side. Good. Then we change legs. Bring the other leg forward. Same arm as leg forward. Reach through the opposite way. Oh, there goes a few clicks on my back. Relax into it and come back up. Breathe out as you come down and then come back up. And back. Good, let's do one more. Come down and come back up. Good work. Last one, we're just going to return back to our starting position. So into our cross-legged position. And all I want you to do is reach forward and rest your head down. Relax into it as far as you can. And we're just going to go for 10 deep breaths here as we finish up the session. Big breaths in and out through your nose. Just relax into it. You should feel a bit more opening up in your hips now from the start. You should feel your spine is moving a bit more freely. Each vertebrae should be feeling like it's moving a bit more separate than joined or fused together. A few more breaths here. Good, let's go for 2 more breaths. Good. That's it, guys. Well done.